What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about Bitcoin Cash today. Shout out to the Dragon Riders and the House of the Dragon. Hit that like button, you guys. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and let's get into it, okay? It is the 30th day of July, and here we are, about 21 hours left in the day, sitting at $570. We've moved down a little bit since the last we talked about you Bitcoin Cash, but that's okay, whatever. Volatility. That's the name of the game with this thing. And I did say up here that I didn't think we would get these gracious pullbacks like we've had throughout this whole time frame. Just because we moved down a little bit doesn't mean it's the same thing as these pullbacks, right? I mean, like this is nothing. This is actually a very modest move down. It's not like we're moving all the way down to $518. By the way, if we go down there, that's great. That's a golden opportunity. We've already hit prices above $605. That's great. Please drop down $100. Give us a discount. Let us buy some more. I think this thing is going to do phenomenal. We're just waiting on the rest of the markets probably. And I do think Bitcoin Cash, seeing these prices, there's not many cryptos that from like the beginning of June look like this right now, right? Like from this whole, really even since April 7th, that just look like this, right? There's not many cryptos that have just been moving up methodically, meticulously since April 7th, right? This one has been. And I think there's a lot of accumulation going on right now, you guys. And we are very much on the brink of the break, right? We're already breaking out of this multi-cycle long consolidation phase as of now. We've already broken that trend line. We're just waiting for the separation. The big move is coming. And we got 4 days, 21 hours left in this week. It really could happen by the end of this week. What do I mean by it could happen by the end of this week? I mean, we're at 570 now. We could be at 850 by the end of this week. We could be higher than that by the end of this week. Maybe we're here. Maybe we're just a little bit higher. But between now and the next 6 weeks, we should be moving up at a very glorious pace. I've been talking about today how I do expect that a lot of altcoins will top off in September actually instead of August, because I think Bitcoin will top off in August, altcoins will top off in September. I would think Bitcoin Cash is one of the coins that would top off in August because it's probably going to front run the markets here. I think it is front running the markets. The worst thing that could happen right now would be, right, we've kind of got this, the only reason I'm bringing this up is because we've got this wedge here. It's like this rising wedge. And if we were to break to the downside and just come back in, that'd be a knife in the heart. It wouldn't be a knife in the heart for anybody who's truly dedicated to Bitcoin Cash, but it's just such a tease if we do something like that. I don't think we're going to do that, guys. I really do think that we're going to move up. We've teased enough. We've teased enough over the lifetime of this thing. I don't think you break a multi-cycle consolidation phase like this, 3 weeks in the making of closing above that trend line. We're on our 4th week now, actually. It's 4th week in the making. I don't think we do that, and this is a fake out, right? Maybe 1 week or 2 weeks, but we're on our 4th week now. I don't think so. Looking at this on a weekly time frame with these indicators, overbought in the RSI, higher highs in the RSI there. It would be very nice to see this week close green, because right now we do have lower highs in the price with higher highs in the RSI. That's hidden bearish divergence if this week closes red. If this week closes green, then we don't have that. Who's to say that this is where we top off? Maybe we continue to grow. We get a higher price, higher reading. We do have a higher high in the RSI with a higher price as well, and then that hidden bearish divergence goes away. Let alone the fact that we've got this W shape right here, and once you get above that midpoint in the W, that's oftentimes whenever you rip and run, you rally really hard. And we've got all these other bullish things going on as well. Not to mention, I mean, let's go back. Let's look at the ribbon real quick. The weekly ribbon is starting to get some separation. That's bullish. Okay, that's very bullish. Almost always is that bullish. Last time it wasn't so bullish, but even momentarily it was. But I think we've got a lot. We're being very constructive here. We haven't seen this explosive kind of movement yet, right? We're coming to it, but we just haven't seen it yet. Monthly time frame. This is probably something that the average person who analyzes Bitcoin Cash, they don't talk about, or they don't talk about enough, right? We talk about it every now and then. Maybe we don't talk about it enough. We did talk about it a lot for a long time there. Back in late 2024 when there were some prospects that we were going to cross above. We even did cross above momentarily, but it was like a false cross. We've got the real cross now, and it's undeniable at this point, right? The bullish cross on the monthly time frame, you guys, this is a very powerful signal. Monthly exponential moving averages like this, flipping bullish, all of them are bullish right now for the first time in Bitcoin Cash's history. This is significant. And it's going to bring most coins, you guys, most assets on the monthly time frame, when their ribbon's down, they don't come back. They don't come back to the green. That's not what happens, right? You don't start off bearish for years on end, multiple cycles, and then one day you just all of a sudden are bullish again. That doesn't happen unless there's something truly special going on. And I think there is something special going on with Bitcoin Cash. As the days go on, guys, I really do believe more and more. Like I'm looking at Bitcoin Cash. I'm just trying to explain my thoughts with this. Okay, don't hate me. I don't want to sound blasphemous here, but don't hate me. Okay, but just looking at this here, what 1600? That's a 3x minimum. Even at the maximum there, that's a 7x, 8x move, right? Which is great, but what are we going to move all the way up to $4,300? I don't think so. But what if we do? What if we move up more than that, right? I'm looking at altcoins that I believe will move up even more than this in the same amount of time, or at least a little bit more time than this, by the end of August or September, right? And then I think in my head, rationally, I think it's rational. Oh, wait. We're not even at the right place. Rationally, that, why don't I take my Bitcoin Cash stack and put it in these other coins? And first off, the reason why is because I'm the most convicted or convinced. I have the most conviction for Bitcoin Cash than I do of any other altcoin, right? I see this, if somebody asked me right now, what's a coin that I could put my money into and not worry about it for 10 years? The only answer is Bitcoin Cash. I mean, other than maybe Bitcoin, Ethereum, stuff like that, but the coins that as far as the ones that I like, that I'm invested in, Bitcoin Cash. Bitcoin Cash would be the answer, right? If I had to say one coin for 10 years or more to invest in that's going to promote the most gains, Bitcoin Cash, that you don't have to worry about, that you don't have to worry is going to fizzle out or anything like that, Bitcoin Cash is the answer there. So I'm getting to the point beyond the fact that I would hold just on the conviction alone that I have for Bitcoin Cash, but I'm starting to flirt with this idea, and I really have been flirting with it a lot over the past month, that what if this thing does something that's literally jaw-dropping, that's like miraculous? It's like a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, puts it on the map. I think it's already putting itself on the map to break out here, but what if we just see something that's absolutely ridiculous? What if the supply really has dried up and demand is going to hit and kick in and the price is going to reflect that? Like, that thought along with my conviction is the one thing that will probably never let me sell my Bitcoin Cash. Because I look at this, they're at 118K. And I think it's completely logical what I'm saying here, and what a lot of us believe. If Bitcoin can hit this price, it's a matter of time. It's not if, it's just a matter of time. If Bitcoin can hit this price, when will Bitcoin Cash hit that price? It's going to happen. And it could happen faster than any of us, and it probably does happen faster than any of us think it will. It's a second chance, man. And I bought Bitcoin. I bought my first BTCs whenever it was worth like $258 and sold them for novelty things, right? And traded them. And I didn't buy back. I didn't play it smart. We've got a second chance here. It truly is a second chance. And it's not just like some hopes and dreams BS. Like, this is truly a second chance. And it's one of the only coins that if we look at BCH to BTC, we compare it to Bitcoin. It's one of the only coins that's had multiple cycles of existence where it's been bearish versus Bitcoin, right? And it's starting to soften that curve, where this chart actually has logistical prospects of changing its course. And something like this over this amount of time, you guys, my thoughts here, and what do I know? This is just my 9.5 years doing technical analysis. Looking at this, if it wasn't BCH, BTC, if it was anything else, looking at this chart, I would think you're going for a serious deep retracement and maybe even a complete turn of the tides. I'm not saying that you're going to go to new all-time highs, but maybe, and if we were to see new all-time highs, I mean, that's all the way up at 43% of a Bitcoin. I don't know if we'll ever get there, this cycle at least, or, maybe not even next cycle, but in time, I have faith that we'll get there. Maybe we'll even be worth more than Bitcoin at some point. You never know. But my main point in getting away from that is just that if Bitcoin's at 118K, Bitcoin Cash will inevitably get there too, right? And when we do start to move up versus Bitcoin, which this rounded bottom, saucer pattern, frying pan pattern, whatever it's called, it's a very bullish phase of accumulation. It's a bullish phase of accumulation. Or I don't even need to say the word bullish. It's just a large phase of accumulation. Multiple years of this, okay? Look up, there's only really two types of accumulation that go on, right? Where you have a sideways kind of channel like this, and you have higher lows and higher highs, stuff like that. Maybe you have some fake outs here or there, but it's predominantly moving up over time. Or something like this, right? It's like you're turning the boat around slowly but surely. And we're doing it against what a lot of people consider the hardest asset on the planet, right? This is incredible. And we haven't, I'm counting my chickens before they hatch. We haven't had any of the bullish recourse yet. But when we do get above this high, that, understand guys, people can still doubt Bitcoin Cash, right? Even if we come all the way up to $2,000, $3,000, $5,000, people can still doubt Bitcoin Cash just on the US dollar perspective alone. Haha, scoreboard, $5,000, we're at 118K. You know, people have reasons to doubt it. I get it, whatever. But whenever this starts to turn a course, once we get above these highs here at, what is that? About 1% of a Bitcoin. Once we get above those highs, something different is going on. Something different is happening, and it's a fact at that point, right? You're not going to do something like this for years, for your whole life, finally get a higher high, and then you dump through the bit. Like, that's not what's going to happen. You don't see a multi-cycle consolidation phase like this. You don't get your monthly ribbons to cross bullish. You don't break out of this multi-year, lifelong consolidation phase like this just to inevitably crap the bed. Something big is coming our way. And again, this whole conversation that I've had over the years, just this exact same thought, the same conversation, it really stemmed from the idea that why would I sell my Bitcoin Cash? I know that there are other coins that I project to do more gains in less time, but what if, man? Just what if this thing does something that's absolutely ballistic that goes beyond? And what if it doesn't? Who cares? Like, it's not all about short-term gains. We're also looking for long-term gains and long-term prospects. And I really do think, if anything, the main point that I'm trying to say, if anybody's missing it, is that we might be underestimating this thing. Yes, even you, the most bullish Bitcoin Cash Dragon Riders out there, we might not be fully appreciating what is coming our way. And I think it's going to be insane, man. I really do. Even if we're only at $2,000 or $1,600, that's still going to be insane. That's still going to be great growth for Bitcoin Cash, and it's going to be groundbreaking historical events that happen, right? We'll have our first higher high on a macro scale that we've ever had. We'll have our first higher high on the BTC chart that we've ever had. That's still great. But what if it's greater than that? What if we see something absolutely insane, man, between now and the end of September or the end of August? What if we're at new all-time highs? It's that thought that makes me want to do anything but sell my Bitcoin Cash. I don't know why I'm spending so much time talking about these hypotheticals. And statistically speaking, it's probably not going to happen. But again, it feels like we've got a second chance here. It feels like anybody who missed buying Bitcoin at $570, you've got that chance now. So why would you let it go? I don't know. I don't know if that makes any sense. I'm reminiscing on it too much, but looking at it here, and it's the better Bitcoin. It literally is, right? The whole idea that, okay, what if a crypto is better than Bitcoin and it comes along and replaces it, right? That's not what this is. This is Bitcoin. It's more Bitcoin than Bitcoin is itself, right? If you look at the white paper that Satoshi made for Bitcoin, a peer-to-peer cash, electronic cash system, Bitcoin Cash adheres to that much more than Bitcoin does. Bitcoin's a store of value. That's not the purpose. No. I'm just saying, man. I don't know. It's the same rhetoric we all know. I'm repeating myself, rambling here. The daily MACD is volatile, or the weekly MACD is volatile as hell. But in all honesty, it looks bullish right now. Again, it would be nice if we could close this week green. Close this week green, not red. That way we can avoid the hidden bearish divergence and actually continue to grow. Close this week green, not red, so we can be building bullish momentum as we're separating and getting away from this zero line here with the oscillators. Close this week green, not red, so that we're not crossing negative on our stochastics. We're only down 3%. We got 4 days, 21 hours left. I think we will. Let's look at the 1 hour time frame here. I like that RSI. That's a beautiful looking RSI, actually. I mean, it's bearish right now, but this W shape, I like that a lot, actually. That's a good look. The MACD, building bullish momentum, but not a lot to go off of. Stochastics look like they want to get overbought, which is good as well. What about the 4 hour time frame? I'm not so jazzed on the 4-hour, but that's okay. I don't know, man. Go lower. Who cares? Go lower. Make my day. I'll buy it up. $555 at the lowest, probably. Let's say $550 at the lowest. You're at $570 right now. I doubt you go below $550. And unfortunately, my friends. Oh, and actually, look at this too. Decaying in volume as you're moving lower. Bullish. Very bullish. Unfortunately, my friends, our days below $500 are gone. It's a figment of our imagination at this point. It's something that just doesn't exist and it'll never exist again. Fortunately, though, we still have days where we are below $600. Those days are coming to an end soon. Understand that once we make this move, once this happens, it's not that we're never going to see prices below $500 ever again. It's that we're never going to see prices below $800 ever again. $900, potentially $1,000 ever again if this thing does what is more than what I expect it to do. I mean, hell, maybe we move up to $2,000 exactly, and we still don't even go below $1,000 ever again. This is beyond prime real estate for Bitcoin Cash buying time. I don't know what else to say, man. But hit the like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here. We are still just as bullish here as we were when we were 4% higher at $610. Don't worry about the small drops. Dips are for buying. This thing has been methodical and meticulous every step of the way. There's a lot of good things coming, man. If you want to learn more about Bitcoin Cash, there's all kinds of resources, but my favorite resource, especially with keeping up with the times, is the Bitcoin Cash podcast. Those guys do a great job. They really do a phenomenal job. It's a lot of information, and if you're curious, man, you should definitely be following them, I think. But I got nothing else. Hit the like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here. Take care. Bye-bye.